Hello and welcome to Guitar Talk Unedited. My name's Jim. I'm recording this from the very bleak and grey Yorkshire. This is episode numero 1 of Guitar Talk, and today's subject is going to be guitar playing and confidence. So obviously everybody's new to this vlog, including myself. So I'll quickly run down the premise. Basically, in front of the microphone, I chat about guitar-based stuff in the vain hope that someone's going to actually watch it and maybe they're going to comment and give me their input on what I'm discussing. So, as I just mentioned, today I'm going to be talking about guitar playing and confidence. And I guess straight off the bat, that's a two-way street, because if you're underconfident, perhaps guitar playing is your saving grace and it gives you confidence. And perhaps the flip side of that is that if you are very confident, you might not have any confidence when it comes to playing the guitar because there's doubts about your ability or whatever. So it's really important, basically. Confidence, this applies to many things in life, not just guitar playing. But confidence is one of those skills which is absolutely required as a guitar player, but it has absolutely nothing to do with playing the guitar. For instance, if you want to learn how to play the guitar, you're going to have to learn chords, obviously. Like, that's a skill. Scales, that's a skill. But all of those things mean nothing if you don't have any confidence. And that is a skill required for guitar playing, which effectively has nothing to do with guitar playing itself. So, to give like an analogy of what I'm trying to discuss, let's say take a guy or a girl, they have an abundance of ability on the guitar, let's say, and let's quantify that ability. Let's say they are 95% great at the guitar. So there's 5% that they don't know, but you know, it's a big sphere playing the guitar. They're pretty good at playing the guitar. They're 95% efficient at playing the guitar. Now, obviously, many aspiring guitarists, they want to play gigs. So this guitarist who's pretty good, 95% efficient at playing the guitar, the flip side of that is that same person has 1% confidence. Okay? Now, take another person, they only have, 30% ability on the guitar. Because remember, we're quantifying this as a percentage. However, that same person with 30% ability, they have 100% confidence. Who's the better guitarist? Maybe the first chap who's 95% efficient, in his bedroom, he's virtuosely good. You know, he's amazing. He can do all the licks. And who's listening? Just the wall. Because when it comes to playing on stage, he's got zero confidence. And he can't reproduce those skills on stage because of nerves, because of lack of confidence. However, his buddy, who's only got 30% ability, he's got a lot more confidence. He's got 100% confidence, let's say. So he can give all of his 30% ability on stage every time. And he has no qualms in front of playing in front of anybody. You could, you know, the best guitarist in the world could be sat in front of him and he would play to the best of his ability. Like, he wouldn't flinch. So hopefully, from if you're understanding where I'm going with this, something which is quite overlooked is confidence. Now, the next question is, how do you become more confident as a guitarist? Now, I think a lot of this is going to be due to how confident you are as a person. So if you're naturally kind of meek and shy and like to stay out of the limelight, maybe that guitar solo in Sweet Child of Mine is going to be a struggle for you, because naturally you don't want to be in a position where the spotlight is on yourself. But if you're an aspiring lead guitarist, you've got to kind of get over that. And how do you do that? Just play in front of everybody all the time, as much as you can. To the point where you're playing in front of other people, you don't even notice you're doing it. You're in the same zone as if you were playing in your bedroom where nobody's listening. It's a funny one, playing the guitar, because in many respects it's like a professional sportsman. Now, I know that sounds a bit mental, but just stay with me with this one. I'm trying to get this camera to sort of focus. I'm a bit white. I am actually quite white, but I don't tan that easily. However, that is quite white, isn't it? Anyway, I'll just leave it. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, guitarists or musicians, performing musicians, have a lot of similarities with sports persons. By that I mean, take a tennis player, or take a footballer or a rugby player. Now, when there's no pressure on, and you've got 100 goes, everybody can score a goal. Everybody can take a free kick in football and get it in the goal. But what differentiates the greatest sportsmen and women from other sportsmen and women is the fact that they can score those goals, hit those ace serves in tennis, or whatever analogy you want to use. They can do that under pressure every time. And that is the difference between them and an average sports person. That's why, Federer's the top of his game in tennis, or, Ronaldo's the best footballer in the world. I don't watch football, but, I know he's pretty good. What makes them the best is the fact that under pressure, every time, they can perform. It's easy to perform when, you're on the training ground and there's no pressure, and if you've got like 10 footballs lined up, it's very easy to do it. I still couldn't do it, but, if you're a sports person. However, doing it under pressure in a football stadium with 80,000 people, now that takes another type of skill. And that other type of skill is belief and confidence in yourself. And guitar playing is no different. When you think about it, if you're playing in a band, a professional band, you've only got one attempt to play every part of every song correct. Because if you play it incorrect just once, people are going to hear that and notice it. So you have to get it right every time. There's no room for error. And that creates pressure. And it's that pressure that you might muck up, play a bum note, that kind of anxiety in your brain that manifests itself as a lack of confidence. So, obviously playing your chops, playing and practicing the guitar is really important, and learning as many licks and exposing yourself to as much music as possible and playing with other people is really, really, really important. But what I believe is overlooked, which maybe differentiated Stevie Ray Vaughan from being just an average professional guitarist to one of the most revered guitarists ever, what elevated him to that status was his confidence. He believed in himself. Another good analogy of this would be like a punk band. Famously, punk musicians, I should say, are not the most talented musicians. However, they've got the confidence, they've got the kind of the balls, for want of a better word, to go out in front of a crowd and play. And they don't give a crap, So it'd be really interesting to kind of have comments on this on this video, listen to other people's opinions as to what I'm saying, and maybe if people could comment and explain how they gain confidence. Or you might think I'm talking utter rubbish, and you might think you don't need any confidence to play the guitar. You might think that, I just play in my bedroom, I play for myself, I don't play for other people, so what the hell are you talking about? And, I guess there's an argument for that as well. If you're never intending to play in front of anybody ever, I suppose you don't need any confidence, because you're not going to be playing in front of anyone, are you? Okay, so that was vlog number 1 of Guitar Talk Unedited. As you can see, it hasn't been edited, so this is just kind of like me rambling on. Please comment, good or bad, and please subscribe. I'm going to try and do a couple of videos per week, including maybe a bit of a few pieces of gear that I'm going to review, but mostly they're going to be kind of chatting away about guitar-based lifestyle stuff. All right, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and that's Jim done.